As the tales unfold, the young squire's dreams seem to bloom like wildflowers under the warmth of the firelight. With renewed vigor, Geoffroy gently shifts the conversation toward the quieter journeys, but let me also speak of the silence that follows battles, a silence filled with ghosts and memories, reminding us of those forever changed. The air thickens as he paints the image of stillness, the aftermath of war weighing on each heart like a heavy cloak. After each victory, we gathered not to celebrate, but to honor the fallen, to whisper their names as if to invite their spirits among us. The squires listen, rapt, feeling the gravity of the invisible threads connecting them to the past, understanding that heroism entails not just actions, but reverence for those who paved the way. The silence was not our enemy, Geoffroy continues, his voice a solemn melody, but a bridge connecting tears and triumph, a canvas where we painted our grief alongside the joy of survival. The flickering flames dance around them, casting shadows that mimic the figures of their fallen comrades, as each young man clings to the poignant weight of his words. With every name spoken, we breathed life into their memories, weaving them into the very fabric of our stories. The atmosphere shifts, the earlier laughter fading into a deep respect that embraces the room like a shroud, as they begin to understand the fragility of life and the bonds that tie them to those who have passed. It is in these moments of quiet reflection, he states firmly, locking eyes with each squire, that you truly grasp the cost of your journey, and the hearts that beat along with your own. Geoffroy's gaze softens, the fire illuminating the corners of his face, each wrinkle a testament to the years lived and lessons learned. Every battle shapes your journey, not solely in glory, but in the sorrow of missed laughter and stolen tomorrows. The young men nod, absorbing his wisdom as they grasp that remembrance is not just an act of nostalgia but a responsibility they share, to honor the sacrifices made for their own dreams. And this is where you find purpose, dear squires, he adds, his voice gaining strength. In acknowledging the sacrifice, you elevate your own tale beyond the realm of mere survival. It becomes one of hope, resilience, and the promise to carry forth those who can't. The room is steeped in silence, the weight of their collective futures resting heavily on their shoulders as they realize the true essence of knighthood lies in remembrance and renewal. So, as you go into the world, Geoffroy finalizes earnestly, let not just your swords forge victories, but let your hearts honor the tales of the brave souls who walked this path before you. The embers of the fire glow bright, echoing the flame igniting within each young squire, awakening the desire not only to become heroes of their own stories but stewards of those who came before. With a sense of finality, Geoffroy adds, in doing so, you will create a legacy woven with both valor and compassion, ensuring that no tale ever fades into silence. A hush falls over them, the journey to honor the past and forge the future lies before them. The legends of our own experiences will echo through time, Geoffroy declares, a newfound fervor igniting within the hearth's glow. Let me share one last story, one that encapsulates the core of our existence, a story that showed me the intersection of love, loss, and the sheer strength of the human spirit. The squires lean in, their hearts racing, for they can sense this tale weaves an embodiment of everything they have learned so far. It was not a tale of grand battles, but of a simple moment in my life, he continues, the weight of nostalgia softening his voice, when I returned home after a long campaign. The flickering firelight dances in the young men's eyes, envisioning the homecoming of a weary night. As I approached my village, the familiar sights flooded my heart with warmth, the fields once vibrant with life, now dulled by my absence. He pauses, his gaze drifting to the distant embers, his demeanor shifting to reverence. But beneath that warmth lay a shadow, my heart ached for those who had awaited my return, and the stark realization that not all would welcome me back. A hushed silence blankets the barn, the weight of his words demanding their full attention, as they feel the gravity of his loss. In that stillness, he reflects, I understood my battle was not only fought on distant shores but etched within the very souls of the people I loved. The crackle of the fire seems to echo the heartbeat of his recollection, blending the past with the present. It was there, amid the gathering dusk and the echo of memories, that I first felt the true essence of sacrifice, not in the accolades hanging on my walls, but in the faces of those I cherished and the empty spaces left by those lost. The young squires exchanged glances, each processing the profound interconnectedness of their lives, realizing the weight courage must carry beyond the triumph of the battlefield. So remember, dear lads, he implores, the gravity of the moment resting heavily in the air, that every life touched by yours represents not merely an ally or a bystander, but a piece of your legacy, entrusted to you. With a final sweeping glance around the gathered young hearts, Geoffroy concludes, in understanding this truth, we not only honor our past, but we forge a future where stories intertwine, a tapestry rich with the colors of compassion, courage, and everlasting love. A soft sigh escapes him, the tales heavy with wisdom bid farewell, as he lets the silence linger, knowing it is now time for the young squires to carry forth the torch of their own narratives. Every heart that beats alongside yours, every life entwined with yours, becomes a chapter of your story, Geoffroy continues, his gaze steady and filled with conviction. As you journey forth, let this knowledge guide your every step, cherish those connections, for they are the marrow in the bones of your legacy. The squires listen intently, soaking in these invaluable lessons about unity and remembrance. You will face hardships, challenges that will test your spirit, he warns gently, but amidst the trials, it is those bonds that will bolster you and illuminate your path. The fire glows steadily, reflecting the flicker of understanding in each young face, eager to embrace the weight of this knowledge. In the end, he concludes with a warm smile, it is not just about the stories you tell but the love and care you infuse into each one that will echo through generations. So, carry these tales of courage and compassion with you, ensuring they soar beyond the confines of time. The squires nod in agreement, feeling the enormity of their journey ahead, ready to transcend their challenges and craft stories of their own that honor the past and embrace the future with open hearts. In doing so, you will not only forge your identities but also lay the foundation for a legacy steeped in compassion, echoing through the annals of time, forever interwoven with the memories of those who came before. As he speaks, the soft crackle of the fire accompanies his words, a comforting reminder that every story, no matter how fragmented, can find its way into the hearts of others. Embrace the uncertainty of what lies ahead, Geoffroy urges, for it is within that uncertainty that you will find the essence of your truth. The young squires sit, hearts swelling with purpose, envisioning their futures filled with tales to tell and lives to touch. So go forth, my brave lads, secure in the knowledge that each decision you make, each bond you nurture, shapes the very fabric of your story, he weaves into the gathering stillness. As night deepens, the flames flicker and dance, mirroring the hopes ignited in each young heart, a flame of potential that would surely burn bright as they embarked on their own adventures. Remember this, he says, his voice steady with conviction, in the tapestry of your journeys, love, both given and received, will be the thread that binds your tales together. The young squires absorb his words, their hearts swelling with the understanding that their stories must not only be about the fight, but also about the love forged in the fire of friendship, loyalty, and sacrifice. Each victory over darkness is enhanced by the light of those you cherish, he emphasizes, a knowing smile breaking through the somberness of his earlier reflections. So, as you carve your paths, let love be your guiding star, illuminating the way for others to follow. The fire crackles softly, punctuating his profound message, an unspoken agreement echoing among them. Their destinies would be shaped not only by the battles ahead but by the strength of their bonds, a legacy rich with the nuances of humanity. As the flames flicker shadows across their attentive faces, Geoffroy concludes with a resonant tone, in the battles yet to come, always remember this essential truth, the measure of a knight is not just in the victories he claims, but in the kindness he spreads and the love he nurtures. His voice, imbued with a lifetime of experience, reverberates through the quiet barn, soaking into the eager hearts of the young squires before him. When tales are told of your conquests, let it be said that you wore compassion like armor, unyielding against the harshest storms. The air is thick with unspoken promises, a shared understanding of the weight they carry as the torchbearers of their own stories. And when the time comes to pass your own tales on to the next generation, Geoffroy adds, his gaze drifting to the horizon beyond the barn doors, speak not only of glories won but of bonds forged, for in such connections lies the essence of true heroism. Each squire sits captivated, the flickering firelight reflecting their dreams of tales yet to be lived, with the profound wisdom of their mentor echoing in their hearts like an unbreakable vow. As dawn approaches, Geoffroy muses, his voice rich with a sense of finality, the sunlight will break through the shadows, illuminating the paths you must forge. The squires glance at one another, inspiration flickering within their eager hearts. Each day will present its own trials and tribulations, reminding you that the essence of your journey must echo the beauty and fragility of life itself. The crackle of the fire punctuates his reflections, enhancing the weight of his words. In the end, it is your compassion that will heal wounds, both seen and unseen, your courage that will light the way for those who stumble. He leans in, his expression earnest as he concludes, "Now go forth, dear squires, and let your stories be told, weaving a rich legacy of love, honor, and resilience that transcends time." As his voice fades into the gentle rustle of the night, the flames dance higher, binding their silent vow to seek greatness not in battles alone, but in every heartfelt connection they nurture along the way. In the stillness that follows, each squire feels the pull of destiny, a weighty promise to honor not only the heroic acts they would one day undertake but also the beauty of every bond they forge along the way. As dawn breaks over the horizon, Geoffroy's voice resonates softly, "Carry with you the stories we've shared tonight, nurturing the seeds of compassion and understanding within your hearts." The crackling fire mirrors their anticipation, the warmth igniting hopes for the future as their minds wander to the challenges ahead. Go forth, brave hearts, and let your tales shimmer with the light of kindness and courage, lighting the path for generations yet to come. With those final words, a profound silence envelops them, a testament to the promise held within every emerging squire, a commitment to weave love and valor into the tales they shall one day tell, ensuring that the legacy of those before them endures through the ages. As they sit beneath the sprawling night sky, Geoffroy's gaze hardens with a mix of hope and seriousness. "But remember, my young squires," he proclaims, raising his voice to command their attention, "that each step forward is both a challenge and an opportunity." The flickering flames illuminate the earnestness in his eyes, and the squires lean in closer, feeling the weight of every word. What you choose to carry into the world shall define not just your journey but how you are remembered when your tale is told. A palpable sense of determination ripples through the room. He knows they are ready to embrace their legacies. Will you be known for your courage, your kindness, or will you simply fade into the shadows of history? Each face reflects a different shade of uncertainty and resolve, the flickering firelight casting their dreams into bold relief. As you venture forth, let those questions guide your actions, for it is within those answers that your true essence lies, he urges, his voice steady and unwavering. The air hangs thick with possibility, and the embers glow brighter, mirroring the flicker of future stories yet to be born. Go forth, embrace your fates, and tell your tales. He finishes, the resonance of his message lingering in the night air as the fire continues to crackle, alive with the promise of new beginnings. As the night draws on, the flicker of the fire casts an ethereal glow around them, illuminating the young squires' faces filled with determination. Never forget, Geoffroy continues, his voice rich with resonance, the journey of a knight is not solely about the sword in hand, but the heart that guides it. He takes a moment, allowing his words to settle deeply, as each young man contemplates the essence of their quest. It is in your ability to remain true to your values, even in times of strife, that defines a true hero. The tales we share, the bonds we forge, they all shape the legacy we leave behind. He glances around the group, seeing attentive nods, as if their hearts are already plotting the course of their futures. So, carry your stories like a shield, fortifying you in battles both seen and unseen. With each utterance, an electricity fills the barn, igniting dreams and aspirations that stretch far beyond this moment, promising an enduring impact. As the firelight flickers softly, Geoffroy's voice takes on a gentle cadence, drawing the young squires closer to him. And as you prepare to embark on your own paths, he continues, always remember that it is in the moments of uncertainty where the greatest lessons are often found. His gaze sweeps across the eager faces, ensuring each young man feels the weight of his words, the reassurance that they are not alone on their journeys. Embrace those moments, for they challenge you to rise above and become the person you are meant to be. He leans back slightly, allowing his wisdom to settle like the warm glow of the fire surrounding them. In the chaos of life's battles, you will discover not only your strengths but also the profound depth of your humanity. The air is thick with anticipation, each squire hanging on his every word, feeling a bond forming between them, a shared commitment to honor the lessons imparted by their mentor. Forge ahead with courage in your hearts and compassion in your actions, he advises, the sincerity lacing his tone as he prepares them for the challenges that await. For every choice you make is a stitch in the fabric of your legacy, binding it securely together with hope, love, and understanding. The room, once filled with jubilant laughter, now reverberates with a deep respect for the weight of their responsibilities as they are about to step into their futures. Now, Geoffroy continues, drawing in a breath that seems to gather the warmth of his memories, let me share the tale of resilience, the kind that blooms in the aftermath of loss. The squires lean in, captivated by the promise of deeper understanding, their hearts attuned to the lessons woven into his narrative. There was a time, after returning from the Crusades, when peace seemed just out of reach, taunting us like a mirage in a desert. His voice resonates with a bittersweet nostalgia, bringing to life the image of a world healing from conflict. In those days, amidst the ruins we left behind, I encountered an elder, a woman whose home had been scorched by the flames of war. The story unfolds before their eyes, Geoffrey's words painting a vivid tapestry of destruction and survival. Yet, even in her sorrow, she tended to her garden, nurturing the fragile blooms that sprouted stubbornly from the ashes. Each pulse of his voice emphasizes the beauty found in perseverance, and the squires absorb the scene, feeling the contrast of hardship and hope entwined. When I asked her why she continued to care for something seemingly insignificant in such bleakness, he adds, pausing for effect, she simply smiled and said, life insists on blooming, young knight, if only we have the courage to tend to it. The atmosphere shifts, air electrified by the weight of her wisdom as it intertwines with their journey. It was in that moment I learned the profound truth that resilience is not merely survival. It's the audacity to love and nurture life in the face of overwhelming odds. There is a silence, their minds grasping how this lesson extends beyond mere words. Every choice they make now carries the potential to sow seeds of hope for the future. So remember, dear squires, Geoffroy concludes, leaning forward, in the stories you will carry forth, embrace the courage to nurture not only your individuals but the world around you, allowing it to bloom even after despair. Each young squire feels a spark igniting within, the resolve to both follow their paths and cultivate a legacy not just of heroism, but of love and resilience. Now, gathering your courage, Geoffroy continues, his voice imbued with warmth and optimism, understand this journey is not solely yours but is intertwined with all those who walk beside you. The squires exchange glances, the gravity of his sentiment underscoring the unity in their aspirations. With each step you take, each bond you forge, let compassion be your guiding principle, for it will shape the way you respond to the world around you. He leans forward, the fire flickering illuminating his steadfast expression. So, when the shadows loom and challenges arise, remember, the light you carry within is meant to be shared. The fire crackles in agreement, a reminder of the warmth that comes from communal effort, as they envision futures brightened by shared hearts and stories. In the tapestry of life, Each thread is vital, Geoffroy concludes, his voice steady and resolute, and as you weave your narratives, let love be the thread that binds you, ensuring that each story echoes with lasting resonance. Thus, as the embers of the fire dance in the night, the squires sit, ready to embrace the legacy waiting within them, stories rich with courage, unity, and unwavering compassion that will transcend time. The young men listen intently, their hearts swelling with admiration, as Geoffroy prepares to unveil yet another layer of his wisdom. You see, the essence of your journey lies not only in the achievements you pursue but in the relationships you cultivate along the way. He leans closer, the firelight shimmering off his weathered face. Every friendship formed, every heart touched, will become part of a greater legacy, transcending the fleeting glories of battle. The squires share knowing glances, their understanding deepening. In your pursuit of greatness, nurture the bonds with those beside you, for together, you will weather storms far beyond those faced on the battlefield. He pauses, allowing his words to resonate within them, the gravity of his insight palpable. Remember, true strength is forged not in isolation but in unity, and in vulnerability shared, you will find resilience. The fire crackles softly, a testament to the warmth building among the young knights, igniting a sense of purpose that intertwines their destinies. In the flickering glow of the fire, Geoffroy pauses, the thoughtful expression crossing his weathered face. And as you squire the stories that shape your legacy, do not forget that every narrative holds a lesson waiting to be unearthed, he advises, his voice steady yet gentle. For within each struggle, there lies an opportunity to grow, to learn, and perhaps, to teach others. The young men nod in understanding, their minds racing with the implications of his words, realizing that their journeys are not solely for their own sake but for the wisdom they can share. Embrace these experiences, both joyous and painful, he continues, for they are the shadows that will define the light of your tale. The fire crackles, mimicking the heartbeat of the room as the young squires absorb this call to reflection, their eyes shining with newfound determination. In the end, the legacy you leave will transcend time, woven from the threads of your choices and the connections you nurture, he concludes, a proud smile breaking across his weathered features. The weight of his words settles over them like a warm cloak, binding their hearts together in a shared promise to honor every aspect of their journeys. As they sat in quiet contemplation, the weight of Geoffroy's words hung in the air, resonating deeply within each young heart. Remember, lads, he began anew, his voice steady and filled with warmth, that every story you carry is a testament to your journey. The fire crackled softly, lending a flicker of light to the poignant expressions of the squires as they absorbed the enormity of their mentor's teachings. In overcoming challenges, in forging bonds of friendship, and in maintaining your integrity, you shape not just your legacy but the very fabric of our shared humanity. He scanned the faces around him, ensuring each young man felt the gravity of the moment. Let these tales you weave tonight be your guiding compass, ensuring your actions radiate kindness, empathy, and courage. The embers glowed brighter, echoing the heartbeats of the young knights, as they envisioned the stories yet to be told. Now, as you step into the world, he continued, a sense of serenity washing over him, carry forth the torch of your truth, for in doing so, you honor not only yourselves but the countless souls whose narratives interlace with yours. With those final words, a profound silence enveloped the barn, as if the universe itself paused to acknowledge the promise now awakened within each heart. In the growing warmth of camaraderie forged through shared stories, Geoffroy reflects quietly on the young squires, sensing their aspirations intertwine with his own faded memories. As I speak to you tonight, he begins with a resonant tone, I am reminded of how each tale we tell becomes a living testament to the souls tied to our journeys. The flickering firelight mirrors their youthful determination, illuminating the room with the thoughts of futures waiting to be lived. When you find yourselves standing at the crossroads of fate, he advises, let the echoes of our stories guide you toward honor, for in embracing them, you breathe life into the whispers of the past. His gaze travels to the stars beyond the barn, capturing the essence of dreams that hold infinite potential. Remember, tonight's lessons are but stepping stones to the greater tale you're destined to craft. The quiet resolve of the young squires strengthens as they ponder both their challenges and triumphs, ready to embrace the legacy of love and valor that lies ahead. The fire crackles, and the anticipation in the room swells as Geoffroy continues. As dawn approaches, consider this: every hero carries not just the weight of their sword but the echoes of their stories. The young squires listen intently, feeling a profound connection to the very narratives that define their existence. You are not alone in your struggles. Each journey is interlaced with the threads of countless others, those who fought, loved, and sacrificed before you. His gaze sweeps across the room, capturing the youthful spirit ready to take on the world. Embrace the stories that have shaped you, for they will empower you to overcome the tides of uncertainty you will inevitably face. The flickering flames dance in response, reflecting the flickers of determination igniting within each young heart, all inspired to forge their legacy with honor, love, and resilience. As the fire crackles softly, Geoffroy leans in, his voice filled with warmth and wisdom. And so, my young squires, as you embark on your journeys, remember, it is not merely the battles fought that define you, but the stories shared, the bonds forged along the way. His gaze roams the eager faces, igniting the spark of understanding that true knighthood transcends glory. Cherish those moments of vulnerability, for in revealing yourselves to each other, you will find both strength and support. The flickering light reflects in their eyes, embodying the courage and camaraderie weaving together their destinies, ready to honor the legacies of those who have come before. May your hearts remain open and your spirits resilient, he concludes, for it is in your capacity for love, understanding, and compassion that you will truly shine. In the hush that settles, the weight of his words lingers like the glow of the embers, each squire now empowered to shape their own narrative with purpose, strength, and unity. Let me share one last lesson, Geoffroy interjects, his voice firm and resolute, one that often goes unheard amidst the clamor of swords and shields. The squires lean closer, curiosity piqued, eager for more of his timeless wisdom. As we stride through life, we must remember this truth: the most noble battles are fought not just on the field, but in the quiet spaces of our hearts. Silence envelops the barn, every young man absorbing the weight of his words, understanding that the truest courage lies within. When you encounter doubt or fear, as you surely will, he implores, turn inward, for that is where your greatest strength resides. The fire crackles, flames reflecting the flicker of burgeoning resolve within each squire, binding them to the very essence of their shared journey. Embrace the power of vulnerability, the grace in humility, he urges, his voice rising with passion. It is in our willingness to face ourselves that we inevitably forge the strength to confront any foe. The young faces glimmer with realization, aware their paths will undoubtedly weave through moments of self-discovery and profound transformation. Always hold dear the narratives that accompany your journey, he concludes, a gentle smile warming his features. For within those stories lies not just the measure of a knight, but the heart of a true hero. As the fire flickers softly, its glow a mirror of their newfound understanding, the young squires sit united, ready to embark on the journey to craft their own heroic legacies. In the quiet that follows, remember this, my brave young squires, Geoffroy advises, his voice steady and imbued with a sense of urgency. Each of you carries the potential to rise above challenges, shaping not only your own stories but also the world around you. The embers crackle softly, life breathed into his words as they resonate deeply within their eager hearts. As you step forth, let kindness weave through the tapestry of your actions, ensuring that the legacy you create reflects not just valor in battle, but compassion in every encounter. His gaze sweeps across their attentive faces, a deep understanding binding them together. Knowing that love and courage will be your guiding stars, go forth, and let your stories inspire all who hear them. With that, the atmosphere fills with a sense of purpose, as the young men feel ready to embrace their destinies, fueled by the timeless truths gifted to them around the flickering fire. As the dawn breaks, Geoffroy's voice lingers in the cool morning air, woven into the very fabric of their hearts. "Remember, my young squires, your stories are just beginning," he concludes, a sense of hope radiating from his spirit. Embrace the light of every new day, for it carries the promise of adventures yet to come, shaping your legacy with love, courage, and the bond of shared tales.